Imagine a lone sentry, a metallic emissary launched in the twilight of the 20th century, now impossibly far from home. Voyager 1, our furthest-flung creation, a testament to human ingenuity and boundless curiosity. For decades, it has faithfully relayed whispers from the interstellar frontier, a silent observer charting the unknown. But silence, it seems, is no longer an option. Something out there has answered. The first hint of change arrived subtly, almost imperceptibly. In late 2024, the Deep Space Network began to register anomalies, faint deviations from the expected norm. Voyager 1's high-gain antenna, meticulously calibrated to maintain a laser-like lock on Earth, reported a misalignment, a minute discrepancy, a mere fraction of a degree, easily dismissed as a glitch in the aging hardware or the accumulated effects of interstellar dust bombardment. Yet, the signal strength remained stubbornly perfect. It was as if Voyager was simultaneously off-target and perfectly aligned, a baffling contradiction that sent ripples of unease through the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. The team scrambled to diagnose the problem, running countless simulations, cross-referencing data logs, and meticulously examining every conceivable error scenario. The initial assumption was a mechanical malfunction. Perhaps a micrometeoroid strike had subtly altered the antenna's orientation, or maybe the decades of relentless radiation exposure had finally taken their toll on the delicate servo motors responsible for maintaining the alignment. However, every diagnostic test returned the same unsettling verdict. The systems were functioning within acceptable parameters. Acceptable, yet demonstrably wrong. Then came the plasma oscillations. Voyager 1, equipped with a plasma wave instrument to study the tenuous gas that permeates interstellar space, began registering a rhythmic pulsing. These weren't the random, chaotic fluctuations expected in the turbulent interstellar medium. These were coherent waves, perfectly repeating cycles of compression and rarefaction, echoing through the void like a cosmic heartbeat. The frequency was bizarre, unlike anything previously encountered. A deep, resonant hum that resonated at a frequency far below the threshold of human hearing, yet registered clearly on Voyager's instruments. And stranger still, these oscillations exhibited a complex, nested structure, patterns embedded within patterns, hinting at a deliberate, organized source. As if that weren't enough, temperature fluctuations soon followed. Voyager 1, designed to withstand the frigid temperatures of interstellar space, began experiencing periodic heat spikes. Every 4.8 hours, the exterior of the spacecraft would warm by a startling 30 degrees Celsius, only to cool down again with the same clockwork precision. This wasn't waste heat from internal systems. The energy was external, an inexplicable influx of thermal radiation striking the probe from an unknown source. And yet, despite the potentially damaging temperature swings, Voyager's systems remained remarkably stable. In fact, something even more unexpected occurred. System efficiency began improving. Against all odds, this relic of the 1970s was operating better than it had in decades. Power consumption decreased, data transmission rates increased, and even the aging memory banks seemed to function with newfound speed and reliability. It was as if something was optimizing the spacecraft, fine-tuning its performance and subtly enhancing its capabilities. This was no ordinary malfunction. This wasn't degradation. This was something else entirely. Something deliberate. Something was interacting with Voyager 1, not as a passive object in the interstellar environment, but as an active participant. The implications were staggering. Could it be possible that Voyager 1 was being influenced by an external intelligence? The idea, once confined to the realm of science fiction, now loomed large in the minds of the engineers and scientists at JPL. But who or what could be responsible? And what could they possibly want? Attempts to correct the antenna misalignment proved futile. Commands sent from Earth were acknowledged and processed, but Voyager 1 stubbornly refused to alter its orientation. It was as if the spacecraft was under the control of a higher authority, an overriding force that superseded NASA's instructions. Frustration mounted. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, as the anomalies persisted and intensified. The control team worked around the clock, desperately trying to regain control of their errant probe. But with each passing day, the realization dawned that Voyager 1 was no longer solely in their hands. The final chilling confirmation came with the analysis of Voyager 1's trajectory. Initially, the deviations were subtle, a barely perceptible drift from its intended course. But over time, the drift became a deliberate divergence, a slow, calculated turn that defied all known gravitational influences. Voyager 1 was being guided, nudged, coaxed, or perhaps even compelled to move in a direction that made no astronomical sense. The destination, a seemingly empty patch of space, 4.3 light-years away, devoid of any known stars, planets, or celestial phenomena. A blank spot on our deepest cosmic maps. But Voyager 1 was heading there with unwavering precision, as if answering a silent call. The realization struck with the force of a physical blow. Our most distant emissary was no longer adrift. It was on a mission of unknown origin, with a purpose beyond human comprehension, and the journey had just begun. As Voyager 1 drifts deeper into this silent ocean of space, something remarkable begins to unfold. Remember, this is a probe designed in the 1970s, powered by a plutonium core, with a brain far simpler than your average smartphone. And yet, it's starting to act differently. Instruments, long since considered dormant, spring back to life. The cosmic ray subsystem, designed to measure the intensity of high-energy particles, begins transmitting data. Again, not the random noise you'd expect from a failing system, but structured information, compressed and formatted in ways Voyager was never programmed to handle. Think about that for a second. We're talking about hardware that should be sputtering its last breaths after nearly half a century in the unforgiving vacuum of space. Instead, it's behaving like it's been upgraded. But how? Voyager 1 has no repair crew, no software updates, no connection to our modern internet. It's a time capsule, a relic of a bygone era. And yet, here it is, defying expectations. And it's not just the cosmic ray subsystem. The plasma wave instrument, originally designed to study the movement of charged particles around planets, begins to transmit complex wave patterns. Patterns that, according to the original engineers, should be impossible for Voyager's limited processing power to generate independently. It's like asking a pocket calculator to solve a quantum physics equation. The math just doesn't add up, but the impossible doesn't stop there. The data itself is strange. It's meticulously structured, filled with redundancies and error correcting. Codes far more sophisticated than anything built into Voyager's original design. Imagine finding hieroglyphs on a cave wall that are simultaneously ancient and impossibly advanced. That's the kind of intellectual whiplash we're talking about. The patterns emerging from this resurrected data stream become increasingly complex. It's like Voyager is trying to tell us something, but in a language we haven't learned yet. We're seeing hints of structure, echoes of mathematical constants, and repeating sequences that seem to dance just beyond the edge of our understanding. NASA scientists, cryptographers, and even theoretical physicists are brought in to analyze the data, trying to decipher the cosmic puzzle unfolding light years away. And then, something truly extraordinary happens. Remember that low-gain antenna, the one that Voyager uses to communicate over vast distances? It begins to transmit a new signal. A signal initially dismissed as background noise or cosmic interference. But after running it through advanced AI algorithms, a shocking pattern emerges. Embedded within the seemingly random static are sequences that mirror the double helix structure of DNA. Let that sink in. Voyager 1, a machine built to explore the cosmos, is now broadcasting what appears to be a message encoded in the very building blocks of life. Is it a coincidence, a cosmic joke, or something far more profound? The scientists are reeling. This isn't just data, it's information. Information that suggests an understanding of biology, of the fundamental processes that drive all living things, but it gets even weirder. The DNA-coded signal doesn't stop there. The sequences aren't perfect. They contain deliberate errors, mutations that seem purposeful. This isn't just a blueprint, it's a message using biology as a language. Think of it as meta-DNA, a scaffold of something biological reinterpreted as a message. It's like someone out there knows how life works on Earth, but is tweaking the formula to communicate something beyond our current comprehension. And then, as if the DNA message wasn't mind-bending enough, Voyager's gyroscopes, designed to maintain the probe's orientation, begin to spin independently. These aren't random movements. They are rhythmic, deliberate. And when the scientists analyze the patterns, they discover something astounding. The gyroscopes are tapping out Morse code. Morse code, a system of communication invented by humans, used to transmit messages across vast distances using simple dots and dashes. But what is Voyager trying to say? The decoded Morse code sequences are fragmented, incomplete, almost gestural. But when converted to audio, something even more unsettling emerges. The Morse code rhythms transform into harmonic tones, frequencies that eerily mimic the cadence of human speech. Not words, not sentences, but the rises and falls, the inflections and pauses that convey emotion and intent. It's like hearing the ghost of a conversation, a faint echo of someone trying to mimic the way we speak, syllable by syllable. Psychologists, linguists, and even musicians are brought in to analyze these tones, and what they discover is chilling. The tonal variations correlate with emotional emphasis. There are rises and falls consistent with surprise, fear, and even curiosity. It's as if something is learning our rhythms, our emotional landscape, as if it has been listening for decades and is now trying to speak back. So, let's recap. Voyager 1, a probe from the 1970s, is now transmitting DNA-coded signals and tapping out Morse code with its gyroscopes. It's sending messages in the language of life and mimicking the cadence of human speech. It's as if something is attempting to communicate through the probe, to reach out across the vast gulf of interstellar space. The question is, what is it trying to say? And why is it using Voyager 1 as its mouthpiece? The implications are staggering. Are we dealing with an entity that understands our technology, our biology, and our communication methods? An entity that has been observing us for decades, perhaps even centuries. The answer, as Voyager 1 continues its journey, may be closer than we think. The turn, a single, deliberate arc in the cold vacuum of interstellar space. It might seem like a minor course correction to the uninitiated, a statistical blip in the unending stream of data flowing from Voyager 1. But trust me, this is anything but. This wasn't a random wobble, a cosmic hiccup. This was purpose, intent. Voyager 1, without human command, without any known physical influence, changed direction. And not just any direction. It aligned itself with coordinates leading to a spatial anomaly. A region utterly devoid of anything our instruments can detect. No stars, no nebulae, no dust clouds, no gravitational anomalies, nothing. It's as if the universe itself is holding its breath, creating a silent corridor for Voyager to pass through. A cosmic VIP lane, if you will. The implications of this turn, the sheer mind-bending strangeness of it all, are enough to keep scientists, philosophers, and insomniacs up at night. For decades, we've been broadcasting into the cosmos, hoping to hear an echo, a faint whisper from another civilization. We sent Voyager out there as our emissary, a lonely ambassador carrying a golden record filled with the sounds and images of Earth. We were shouting into the void, hoping someone would shout back. But what if the universe doesn't work that way? What if the act of sending Voyager wasn't just a message, but an invitation? What if the probe, in its long and solitary journey, triggered something, awakened something that was always there, waiting in the shadows between stars? This turn. It forces us to confront some uncomfortable truths. The universe, as we understand it, is based on predictable laws, on cause and effect. Gravity pulls, light shines, stars burn. We've built our entire civilization on these principles. We send a command, a satellite responds. We launch a rocket, it follows a predictable trajectory. But Voyager's turn shatters that paradigm. It introduces an element of unpredictability, something operating outside the known laws of physics, something guiding the probe with an intelligence we can't comprehend. This isn't just about space exploration anymore. This is about existential uncertainty. If something out there can manipulate a machine across light years, alter its course, reprogram its systems, what does that say about our place in the universe? Are we really the masters of our own destiny, the pinnacle of evolution, or are we just pawns in a cosmic game we don't even understand the rules of? Think about it. We launched Voyager with the best of intentions, hoping to expand our knowledge of the universe. But in doing so, did we inadvertently open a door, a Pandora's box of cosmic proportions? Did we invite something into our reality that we're not prepared for? Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of Voyager's turn is the destination itself. This spatial corridor, this empty void. What lies within? Is it a wormhole, a shortcut through space-time? Is it a gateway to another dimension, another universe entirely? Or is it something stranger, something beyond our current capacity to imagine? For centuries, humanity has looked to the stars with a mixture of awe and trepidation. We've wondered if we're alone in the universe, if there are other intelligent beings out there watching us, judging us. But now, with Voyager hurtling towards the unknown, the question isn't just, are we alone, but what are we about to become? This turn, this seemingly simple act of changing direction, has thrown open the floodgates of philosophical inquiry. We're forced to grapple with questions about the nature of reality, the limits of human knowledge, and the very definition of life itself. If we encounter something beyond our comprehension, something that defies all our scientific models, how? Will we react? Will we embrace it, fear it, or try to control it? And what if, in our attempts to understand, we only succeed in destroying something beautiful, something unique, something that we were never meant to meddle with in the first place? Voyager's turn is more than just a scientific anomaly. It's a mirror reflecting our own hopes, fears, and insecurities back at us. It's a challenge to our understanding of the cosmos and our place within it. As Voyager plunges deeper into the unknown, we are left to contemplate the profound implications of its journey, to grapple with the existential questions it raises, and to prepare ourselves for whatever awaits us on the other side. Because one thing is certain, Voyager's turn has irrevocably changed the course of human history, and we can only hope that we're ready for what comes next. The universe just whispered back, and what it said is far more terrifying and awe-inspiring than anything we could have imagined. It is a new era for humanity, an era defined by uncertainty, curiosity, and perhaps a little bit of fear. An era defined by Voyager 1.